Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited, you can watch me try to make things. What I'm trying to make right now is a Wacky Races diorama. We've actually got the two cars finished up, minus a final coat of satin clear, but they are finished. We've got the Mean Machine and the Compact Pussycat. We've got it all laid out. Last episode, we kind of laid out how we want our diorama to be arranged and how we want it to look. If you missed that, by the way, check the playlist down in the description and get caught up on this entire build, in fact, if you would like. But today, like I said, we've got it laid out. Now we need to just get it done. We need to start working on it. So what I think I'm going to do first and foremost is get the cars out of the way. I do not want to mess them up at all. So let me set them way across the table over here, way across the workbench. And then we'll look at the ideas I have. So basically, we have a road with a starting line that we've already got mapped out that the two cars are going to be leaving. We've got a strip of rocky slash, this. We're going to have rocks and bushes, grass and some bushes and some rocks back here on this side, so on the back side. And then we're just going to have a strip of grass up front. On the back, which we'll get to at a later stage, we're going to actually have a painted background, just like you would have a painted background in the cartoon. So I've got some ideas for the rocks and whatnot. So I have, and we've used this in the past, I have this, it came from a diorama kit where it has some rock molds. I think if I use this one, in fact, we look this side, you can kind of see what the rock will look like. If I use this one, we can do something to this effect. What I usually do is I'll mold this like 2 or 3 times, and then you can kind of break it up, break it into pieces. It'll break into random pieces. And so I can have the big one and a bunch of little rocks all sitting back here. And then what's interesting is it's all very green, including the rocks. So we'll have to make sure and kind of paint the rocks up green, almost the same color as the grass, which is very green. And the only thing I have in my diorama kit that is basically this color is this kind of mossy stuff. It's actually moss, but this might be, okay, obviously like this, it's way too thick. We don't want this big thick. But I think, and we're gonna try this together, I think I can kind of pull it apart. You can pull it into layers. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of pull it into layers. That might still even be a little too thick. Can I bring that down even a little more? Maybe not. This might be how thick it would have to, oh, no, maybe I can pull another layer. Yeah, check this out. So what I think I can do is pull this. Now this will work perfect. I'm having to be kind of careful ripping this in half. It doesn't have to be perfect either, because I'll show you once I get this pulled in half. I'll show you kind of what my idea is, what I think will work really well for this. I think we'll see. So if I pull this in half again, like so, now that's nice and thin. Now obviously, it's not opaque. I mean, you can see right through it, which is fine, because I think what we'll do is we'll paint behind it. So we'll paint the road, and I'll show you what I've already got. I think the paint that's going to work for the road itself. Then we'll paint the, I don't know, the grass area, whatever you want to call it, this part up front and back. We'll paint it with a green, basically the same color green, maybe a little bit darker. And then I think if we lay this in on top of it, it'll just give that impression of grass. I was just looking, I wish it was the full length, but it's not. So we'll have to kind of piece it, and we'll work it together. But I think that'll look good. We'll have the rocks in it, and then I don't know what I did. I have some green bushy stuff too, some dark green bushy stuff, which I have. In fact, hold on just a second. My diorama kit is right behind me. Let me go grab it. I'll be right back. I'll yell at you from across the room. Where did I put it? Here it is. Yeah, this stuff here. So this stuff here, I think, will be the ticket for our kind of bushes here. You can build this up in a little, all you do is use a little white glue. The same way we'll glue down the grass. You can build these up into bushes like that. And then we'll have our rocks. And I think that is the basis of our diorama. Then it's just a matter of painting the road, and then we'll hand paint. I'll hand paint in, I think I'm going to hand paint. I don't think I want to tape Now, I think I'll hand paint it because I want it to be kind of rough looking like that. I don't want it to be, I was thinking I could tape off the stripes, but I don't want it to be solid lines. This looks very hand painted. So we'll paint in the start line. But what I think, ooh, let me be careful, the car's back there. What I have that I think will work for the road itself, let me move all this stuff out of the way. Oh, before we do that, I did have some clear sprue, like the hoarding modeler that we all are, including me. I have a bucket full of just old sprue, just for this reason. So I can use this clear sprue to build a little stand for, oh, I guess I should show you this way. Build a little stand, that yay tall, I think, whatever that is, an inch high, to pull Penelope up off the ground to mimic that look she always has in the cartoons where she just kind of floats over the ground. But I can use this, I think this clear sprue will look good for that. I'm trying to decide, we'll have to see how it looks. I'm gonna do it out of clear, but it might even hide away better if I paint the sprue the same color as the road. I don't know, we can always test that. We'll do an A/B test on that. But I did find some clear sprue, so we have that in the bag. But what we need to do now, I think first things first, I need to paint the road. And what I want to do, yeah, those extend. Let me make sure extend. What did I do with my Sharpie? I was using it yesterday. Where did I end up putting it away to? Wow, here it is. Okay, I want to extend these lines out a little bit just to make sure I don't lose them. Because I'm going to end up painting, I'm going to paint to the line, but then that's obviously going to paint over our starting line. So I want to be able to put these lines back in. So I want to make sure they're extended out here and I can see where they're at. And then what I have, this might be overkill, but here's what I have for the road. I have this is what I'm currently working on. People a long time with the channel know that I've been, well, for like 2 years, probably, maybe even more. I don't know. I've been building, I have a detached garage, 2.5 car garage that I've been turning into the future studio for TandemCTelevision. And I painted the floors with this porch and patio floor paint, but it's like the perfect, if I flip it this way, it's like that perfect gray. I think it's a good gray. Where'd my paper go? I don't know what I do with it. Oh, great. How do I lose stuff within seconds of literally having it? This is amazing to me. Where did the printout go? Anyways, excuse me. I don't know where our printout went. I think oh, here it is. All right. So I think this gray here, pretty close, pretty good. This is probably a little bluer. This gray in the printout, but that could just be the printing too. And I'd rather leave the blues back here and make this more gray anyways. Let me put this somewhere where I'm not gonna lose it. So, I think that's what we're gonna do first. I'm gonna try to paint the road. So let me go ahead and open this can. In fact, let me move this out of the way so you guys can kind of watch what I'm doing. Massive can of paint. Can you grab that, please? This has been, by the way, this has been sitting in the garage for quite a while, so I have no idea what this stuff's gonna look like nor smell like. I might just about to be run everybody out of the house. I don't know. Okay, let's get, how do we look? Wow, it's much bluer in the can. Okay, move that. Okay, and this is why, you know what I need though, before I go too far, because I've got a stir stick. You know, it's gonna go straight, this stir stick's gonna go straight to the trash bag so I don't get paint on anything. But let's see if we can stir, oh wow. I'm gonna have to stand up. It is super thick on the bottom. Let me see if I can get that to, yeah, this has been definitely sitting for a long time. I brought a roller. I wonder if I should actually paint this with just a foam brush. Come on, I need you to stir up for me. We don't have all day. Here, paint, there we go. You can see as I stir it, it's turning more and more gray. The blue is kind of working itself into it. Can you guys see that? Yeah, probably. So it's getting much more gray. But I think what I'll do, I brought a roller, But I think I have a foam brush right here. Just a little foam, one of these little foam brushes. That way I can paint this and just throw that foam brush right in the trash, which is what I'm going to do with the stir stick too, because I don't want to really don't want to get this all over the workbench. Ooh, it's kind of splattering too. I need to be real careful. Make sure I'm not splattering on the cars over there. Okay, I think we're going to go with that. Let me just kind of, it's still, you know, it is still pretty lumpy. I think it'll paint for us though. Yeah, let's give it a try. Let me get this so I don't drip my way to the trash bag. I got a trash bag right here beside me. That's going straight into it. And then let's move, let's see, we're going to put this can lid over here, move this to the side, bring this back on the table. Now, also, I'm going to paint, I think I'm going to paint everything, this and then the green, before I cut the board. You can see okay, I've already got this on me. Where that came from. So the board is gonna actually, if you can't tell, gonna be cut here and here. So this is all scrap out here. Whereas, let's see how this is gonna lay down on here. All right, let's see. And I think I'm gonna try to pull it all this direction. I like this because it's nice and thick. And I don't know if you've ever painted MDF. It is extremely porous and it will soak up whatever you put on it. Usually you just real heavily prime it, but I'm not too worried because, like I assumed, and I'm correct, this is going to coat just fine. This is almost, it really is more of a coating than a paint. Actually, it is a coating, I guess. It's garage floor coating. Let me pull it. Yeah, it's leaving stripes, but I think that's okay. As long as I keep them all lengthways this way. I kind of like having the texture to it. It has a little texture because obviously roads are not super smooth. Go all the way to the edge there. I'm not sure how I'm going to what I'm going to do on the edges themselves. I don't know if I'm going to paint them or maybe I'll do some kind of edge banding around them or something to kind of finish off the look. And kind of a clean look for the diorama. I'm not sure. Let me get all this edge though. Or to the edge, I should say. Now, I don't want to leave puddles like that. And then I want to pull long. I'm going to try to pull long strokes like so. I think if I can get it just coated, I think at the end, and I am overpainting. That's kind of the idea. And then I'm going to have the grass go over the road. So the two are going to be kind of like, you know, it's like they're mingling together. I need to make sure. Oh, you know, that's all right. That's all right. I need to make sure I know where this line is going to be because I'm going to paint right over it, but I'll be able to see it. Paint right over the edge because what I'll do is I'll end up cutting that. And then after I cut it, I might have to touch it up. I don't know. We'll see how good a saw blade I have right now. Really what it comes down to, I think. And then let's pull some long, continuous. Yeah, I'm kind of purposely putting brush marks in this. I kind of like how that looks, to be honest with you. But I want to make sure they're kind of continuous from start to finish. Like so. You know, this stuff actually doesn't smell too bad. It doesn't have when I say, I mean, it just plain doesn't really smell. It doesn't have a whole lot of odor to it. It's kind of nice. I was afraid it was going to have a horrible odor to it. Because last time I used this, obviously it was in an open garage. And then like the good DIY craftsman I am, I'm now in a non-ventilated room. I think that's what they recommend, right? They recommend you to close all doors and close all windows and then start painting. I know that. Open a window. That's not, don't do what I do, as I've always said. Okay, let's just pull long strokes like this, and I think I think it looks pretty. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think as far as, does that make for good tarmac? It actually should dry matte. Now, my only question is, because I was thinking about kind kind of shooting all this also satin clear. Like that. Let me make sure I get these edges nice. Yeah, like that. I think it'll be good. So I don't know how well this will react to a satin clear paint. We'll have to see how it looks once it actually finally, the finished dried effect. Now, I'm going to take this, go straight to trash with it. Let me get the lid on my can here before I spill it on anything, and move it off the table before any more messes are made, or actually any messes are made. We really did pretty well there. Small miracle we didn't. Oh, nope. You can't see it. It's off camera, but there's absolutely a drop of paint on my table. That could have turned into disaster. Let's wipe it up. It's off camera, so I shouldn't have said anything. You would have never known. I just lost my grass on the ground. Okay, so I think we're going to have to let this dry, obviously. I'm not sure what the dry time is on this. It probably said on the can. But, that requires reading, which I'm really just not into. Anyone have a dry time? I'm just skimming. I have no idea. But we'll let it dry. We'll let it dry, until it's dry. How about we do that? And then once it's dry, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and paint in the green. I should have, we need a green that's probably, a green that's, just a few shades darker than this, but I don't, crap. Why? Why would I, where'd my brush go? I can get it out with that. Oh, okay, the mess is starting. Now I've got it on my hand. I don't know if you see what happened there, but I got junk in the paint because that's what I do, because I'm very impatient and I wanted to chit chat with you guys. I'm just going to work it all the way to the other end. Now get off my brush. Okay, and now smooth that back out. I'm almost wondering if I should actually work a grit into it, but I don't think so. I think that would be too much. Like, I don't want, I've mentioned this before when we've done dioramas. We want whatever the focus point is to be the focus point. In other words, we want the cars to be the focus point. So when you start doing too much in the diorama, it takes away from the focal point. Now I've got paint all over my finger. So let's, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me move this. I'm gonna move it. I'm running out of space to put things. So I'm gonna move it right here. Don't fall, please. Is that gonna sit? Okay, I'm gonna move that out of the way. So next, in between episodes, I'm going to paint the green. And I need a green that's a shade darker than this, but not as green as, like, I want this to stand out on this. So it needs to be, I'm looking behind me, I've got my whole paint rack. I've got some green here. I've got some, this is olive. I don't know if olive's the right color or not. What I usually like to do is I'll just do, that's too dark. Yeah, that's definitely too dark. Do I have any? Oh, here are my greens. What about this one? This one looks good. Let me grab these two. I'm gonna reach right by you guys. Okay, that dark green's way too dark. Let's put you back. All right. How about this one? What is this called? Sick green. All right, yeah, that's perfect. This might be, yeah, I think that's the color. So we're gonna use this sick green, Vallejo sick green. I'm gonna paint that and then, in those strips. And then when we come back tomorrow, we'll start working on putting the grass down. I think what I'll do in between episodes too is go ahead and mold these. Molding them is pretty straightforward, so that's not a big deal. But I'll probably mold up like 3 of them, I think, that we can try to work with to build out kind of the rock structures, which we'll also have to paint, which we'll probably be painting, because these rocks are they're kind of an ochre color. Do we have, let me see if I can find if I have something that's already pre-mixed for that would work. It's like a gold. Let's see. What do I have? Oh, here, over here. What is this? Here's like a bronze. Is this, what color is this? Who knows? It's all dried up. Let's see. This might be the color we want. Let me see if I can get any paint out of it. I've had these for quite a while. Where's my my tweezers? Have a nice pointy. Let's see if I can puncture this. Nice. Oh, that was way too much. That's not a bad color. It's not as green. Not necessarily as green as I would like. I wonder, just real quick before we go, I do want to I want to find the right color for the rocks. What if we took this over here and just went with a color like that? Just added a little bit of green to it. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, that's not bad. That's not bad. So I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to do the underside of the grass, this green, and then I'm going to take that same green, which makes sense. So we'll keep it, in the family. And we'll use, I'll just mix in some of this. What color is this? Bronze flesh tone to get the rock color. I think that'll be perfect. And then, of course, back here, we're going to do a whole bunch of painting. But anyways, I'll do that in between episodes. So when you come back tomorrow, we should be dioramaing. we should be building out a diorama that these two cars are going to get to sit on and live on. So come back tomorrow. Let me know what you think down in the comments, if you would. Let me know what you think about the layout, the colors, the choices, what we're doing. Let me know what you think about, where did I put it? What you think about the road so far? I think we'll paint the start-finish line together. That's something we should probably do together because it could be a huge disaster, and that'll be fun. But thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think down below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with this craziness. Ring the bell. Do all those things you do on YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.